What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 137. My name is Bret, aka Enigma 9011, and today I'm joined by two wonderful guests making their returns. First, we got Dio at Dio MWF, and we got Danny at Castine. Guys, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. Doing good.
Good. Welcome back. I'm glad we were able to get all of us together to talk about our topics today. Obviously, you guys are experts compared to me on our first topic, so I'm excited to pick your brains on that and have a good chat, a good conversation. Should be a good time.
Sounds good.
If you guys want to catch this podcast live, go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every week on Sundays at 8 p.m. You can join in the chat, join in on the conversation if you're a subscriber over there. We'd love to have you in on all the fun, but if you can't catch it live, that is A-OK. It drops over on YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, hashtag ad merch store. Get all of your swag over there, t-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand, support us, and we would love you for it. So, viewers, listeners, chatters, I don't know, timestamp on this video. It's summertime, and it's the big summer games event weekend, whatever the bonanza. So, to kick off today's podcast, like I kind of mentioned, Dio and Danny are a little bit more experts in the realm of fighting games. So from Sony's State of Play, we got a little bit more of a reveal compared to just a teaser from Capcom Cup, Jesus Christ, for Street Fighter 6. So off the bat, guys, how are you guys feeling about Street Fighter 6's reveal?
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess I'll start first. No, I was really excited. Like, literally, like, the day I didn't know State of Play was happening.
Oh, okay.
So when I came home after my workout, I turned it on. My friend was telling me, "Yo, Resident Evil 4 remake was like, there's a trailer for it." I'm like, shut up. So I turned on State of Play, and Street Fighter 6 was there, and I'm like, holy shit, it's amazing. I mean, the game is running on RE engine, which is amazing, by the way.
Right.
And just visually and everything it's great. It's gorgeous. I'm still getting used to it, to be honest. Like, seeing a little more realistic looking Ryu is kind of a little jarring for me, but it's not. But other than that, like, I'm really excited.
Good. Dio?
It's been, as you said, it's been the topic. I mean, I'm actually super excited about the game. I'm liking how it looks already compared to Street Fighter 5. The biggest thing that I'm taking away from it is that it looks refreshing. I mean, we've had 6 years of Street Fighter 5?
Yeah. Seven.
It's apparently 7. So, I mean, like, not to say that, initially, Street Fighter 5 is, a lot of people would say, it wasn't a really good launch, and compared to what 6 is doing, it's giving us the teasers. Even though the initial teaser was kind of like, damn, we got 30 seconds of Ryu's feet. I'm super excited about it. I don't know if I can really shut up about it, because every video that I've seen so far, I'm digging the leaks. I'm digging the amount of gameplay that we're getting so quick. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever recall being so excited for a fighting game. It's been a long time since I've been like this excited. And I guess to give you my initial reaction to it was, I mean, the new guy Jamie is looking pretty dope,
right?
And with the leaks coming out, I mean, I'm sure I'm not getting Nash, but I'm getting DJ back.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's day one, and we already got Papa Guile, so
right.
I mean, I've been a charged character, main character since Street Fighter 2. So I mean, to know that Guile made it day one versus season 3,
right?
It's just like, dude, like, we got the 2-move specialist who's still giving people problems, and he looks fantastic. I mean, he's got a goatee. He's got eyebrows.
He got eyebrows, man.
He's got a pretty sick onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, clearly Guile loves Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
So
And seeing some of the animations, I mean, they gave him a few of Nash's buttons already,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, this I can kind of live with this. So, I'm really, again, I'm super excited about it. Every new video that's coming out as far as like actual gameplay, and coming at it from wanting to learn the game from pretty much its initial showing is kind of like I feel like I've already taking a different step as to enjoying the game casually and looking at it already competitively. So yeah.
Because Dio and I were like last like few days we were talking. We were just like breaking down like mechanics and everything and just brainstorming it. And then Summerfest like came around and you got like some of the fighting gamers or the people in the community are already like on Twitter just talking about like, oh, this is that. Maximilian confirmed already there's going to be a like rollback netcode and crossplay from all consoles, which is amazing, by the way.
For sure.
And to piggyback on that, a lot of the people that got hands-on gaming experience weren't playing against other players, so to speak. Some of the people who got hands-on were playing against like developers and stuff. So they're getting to ask certain questions, and you can kind of start to formulate how the game really is going to be kind of played in a sense, whether it's, I know we're going a little extra, but how rewarding being offensive and defensive, and the systems itself already is, we're trying to figure out the rock paper scissors, how to really really understand it. And I mean, the game's only been able to be tested for like this weekend, and it's again, it's just excited, man. Overall excited.
For sure. Yeah, so far for roster, we've confirmed from the state of play, we got Ryu, Chun-Li, Luke, the newcomer Jamie, and then like you guys alluded to with Summer Game Fest, we had Guile's reveal. We've had a tease at the end of, I believe it was the state of play, in the very back of the screen, a newer girl, potentially rollerblader, roller skater, I don't know. I thought she was going to be the one revealed at Summer Game Fest instead of Guile. That was kind of a nice swerve. And then Dio, you kind of alluded to the roster leak. If that is true, Danny, is there anybody particular out of either the revealed cast or the leak cast like that you're looking forward to diving into?
Honestly, real talk. Like, I actually didn't want any of the Road Warriors in Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
I know there's gonna be a lot of like people are gonna piss off. but my reasoning is because of the Street Fighter lore. Because if the game is confirmed to take place after 3, so that's like way ahead in the future.
Right. So
I feel like the Road Warriors wouldn't have to be in after 3. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think like Dia made a good point that these characters, the Road Warriors, are kind of there for the fans as like familiarity and legacy knowledge. So in seeing how Guile's played, I'm like, I'm okay with it now. I'm alright. Yeah, I'm alright with it. So definitely like Guile's a character that I'm gonna be playing day one. DJ's another character. I really DJ was like probably like the second character I learned when playing Street Fighter 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing him. The only other character I really want, like, I definitely want to try the new characters, of course. But if there's one character that I really, really, really want, it's good old Urian. I need him back, and he has to come back. So other than that, like, if Urian is in it, then I'm happy. I don't need to buy the DLC.
All right.
Yeah, or I'll just buy him, and I'll just be like, whatever.
There you go. Yeah, there's been a few interesting characters. Like seeing Jamie right off the bat, I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Obviously, a lot of Eddie Gordo comparisons, at least with moveset and how he's moving around and stuff like that. I'll be interested to try him out. And then if the leaks are true, like Yuri, I played a little bit in 5 and kind of picked up a little bit on her stuff. Same with Rashid. I'd be interested to dive back into him. And then Akuma's always been a go-to, even though, the glass cannon thing in different games has been interesting to deal with. But, I think those would be the ones I would lean towards. So,
definitely. Because actually, I was going to say, like, you brought up Jamie. Like, I was actually watching gameplay footage last night. And I was just paying attention to Jamie's moves. And I just love how he's basically, like, I guess you can say like the first drunken master type character / like B-boy, I guess, like in Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw like I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself with kind of like mechanics, but like Jamie has like a drink meter, and I noticed that like once he maxes at his drink meter, like which is at 4, his moves are basically very like fluid. Like animation is very fluid, and it looks like I'm watching like Jackie Chan's Drunken Master. Like it was really cool.
He gets added finishers or follow ups too.
Okay.
Like going to the characters, as far as like new characters, they all look pretty cool. I know you mentioned the Kimberly tease, but actually if you saw the billboard, at the beginning, they actually had Maritza or Maurice or whatever her name is.
I think Maurice.
Okay.
She's supposed to be like her character design looks like she's going to be like a really big brawler kind of character. Maybe like
So she looks like a kickboxer. I mean, it just looks like a kickboxer.
I would be really surprised if she was like like Sagat or something, just like a big character like Abigail.
Yeah, even though like K1, like she reminds me of like a K1 fighter.
I'm just that's actually out of all like new characters, her character design for me, and I'm never really drawn to like the the big body style of characters. Like I really have like pretty big hopes for her because she looks really cool. We've already been kind of like brainstorming as far as like how they could play, but we're just so eager, and I can't wait to see like the next reveal and stuff, and just see how they move, because like they're just like all the character designs. I know we're going off on a side tangent, but all the character designs look really appealing.
For sure.
Even like when they had that leak about the female Able character, what's her name?
Or
whatever.
Well, the leak said her name in katakana as Mimi, but then if you actually looked at the far left corner, I think on the battle hub, like at the end of the trailer, you actually see like a bracket that actually has at least most of the names of the characters, and so her name changed from Mimi to Manon, which I guess means beautiful queen in French or something like that.
I'm really intrigued by her design too. It looks really refreshing.
Yeah, they all look really, really cool here. Yeah, and it's like it's this mix obviously with the older characters of like obviously homage to what they obviously have worn in the past, but it's like that growth. Like there's something different about them. Yeah, they look really, really cool. Oh, DJ's got short hair? Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
All of a sudden, DJ looked like he partied way too hard.
Yeah. So you guys obviously have a lot of experience with Street Fighter V. You guys obviously competing in tournaments, whether community-based or at a higher level. Mechanic-wise, what are the biggest changes that you guys see moving from 5 into 6? Obviously, it's limited gameplay footage, but what can you guys tell from like a bird's eye view?
No more V-triggers.
That's I think that's the biggest one. Like, there's no more V-triggers. But instead, like, they basically took like the V triggers and V skills and made it into like special moves and super arts now. So like Guile, for example, he has his V trigger. His V skill one's called Sonic Blade, I think it's called, which he basically gets his Sonic Boom gets enhanced. So he has that special move now, and then his level 2 super is actually his V trigger, which he throws many Sonic Booms. And in the community, we call it an install super. So meaning like they get buff or special like special move, like new additional moves that can only be accessed by spending resources. So it seems like we're beginning like a return of install moves for a lot of characters, and I think that's really cool because it adds like it adds like more depth to the character. You know, so I think it's really cool. It adds extra personality.
You know what's cool about just what you just said right now with Guile and Sonic Blade? When you in Street Fighter Five, when you activate Sonic Blade, you have to do your V skill and then throw a boom,
Mm-hmm.
and then it becomes like a moving cross.
Mm.
But in Street Fighter Six, I don't know if you saw it,
Mm.
like the V skill actually comes out like half screen, and then when he throws a Sonic Boom, it becomes the cross.
That's sick.
I don't know if you caught that because that was like when I first saw that, I was like, wait, so you can kind of have booby traps, you know what I mean? Like you can backdash from it, or if certain punches, if you activate it, use it throws the Sonic Blade at a different range.
That'd be very interesting.
That would make him pretty busted already.
Yeah. So to me, that already indicates like he's gonna have a very good space control.
And this is kind of like alluding to the rock paper scissors. Like a lot of people, as speaking system wise, people are already kind of talking and complaining or being concerned with how parry works.
Mm-hmm.
In Street Fighter V, only certain characters had parries. Ryu and Gil, first two to come to my mind.
Alex, only a V trigger one. But his is like a little different,
Mm-hmm.
a little unique.
But in Street Fighter 6, as we're talking about the mechanics, they're introducing parry back so that everyone has pretty much parry is universal.
Mm-hmm.
And in Street Fighter 6, what has been pretty much infused or taught is that you have the drive system, and it's how many? Do you know how many bars there are across?
I think there's like 6 bars.
It looks like 6. So like if you look at the life bar, or if you look at the fighter screen where basically you have your two characters, underneath the life bar is the drive system. The parry system costs half a bar, half of the little green bars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still trying to understand it. Danny definitely has a better understanding, but you use basically V-skill, which is medium punch, medium kick, to activate the parry, correct?
Yeah. So parry is 2 buttons like Street Fighter V. So it's definitely easy. Like anyone's grandma can do it. But yeah, it's basically like Street Fighter V parry, but when it comes to like the technical parts of it, like the frame data, people are saying it's 1 frame. Start. So basically, the activation, the animation is one. It starts at 1 frame, and yeah. So that which is actually which is basically like Street Fighter 3's parry. But then when talking about like the perfect parry, which is where like the screen slow down, people were speculating that the perfect parry hits between 1 to 3 frames. So not to get too technical about it, but yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Like where that can trigger it pretty much within 1 to 3 frames. It's like I think numbers wise, they say like a 1/60th of a second. Something insane.
Like the thing about the parry system that's it's a little easier is that you can hold it down and it constantly drains your drive system. But then with each successful parry, you get meter back really fast. And if you get a perfect parry, there have been some YouTube content creators saying that you get like two full of those green bars of the drive system bars. So with the way that the drive system works, if you run out of all the drive system, you basically are in burnout mode, and you have to wait for your meter to regenerate all the way so that you can 2 things, so that you can use your drive system for your offense and your defense, or if you get hit where your meter is completely used up, and you're in this burnout state. Like if you get knocked down, I believe, I don't think it's like the next hit, but I think if it's a knockdown, you're stunned. So the drive system actually plays as your stun meter as well. So as more information comes out, I've been trying to understand the system more without actually going to the website. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but I'm just going off of what I see, and I just want to confirm for myself, like some theory theories and just talking with other FGC people about it because of Street Fighter 6, I've actually become a little more active, like using like Twitter and actually like talking to like pros, trying to at least to get some more confirmation and just more understanding because the system itself is I'm excited for.
Mm.
I'm sure I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of this, but I'm just overall gameplay, the system, the characters so far. I'm just the only thing I'm not excited for is their official theme song, but that's another story.
All right. So Danny kind of alluded to it earlier with the third strike comparisons. Is that something that you guys are excited that is a change potentially, or is that kind of like a deterrent?
That kind of depends. That depends on the person, to be honest. Because for someone who, like to be honest, I did not spend a lot of time with all iterations of Street Fighter 3,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's 3, Second Impact, and a Third Strike. I'm really excited that they're bringing more defensive options back to the game. Because personally, I feel like I've always been a little more defensive than an offensive player.
Mm.
I like to be patient and try to time people out versus as wildly as I press buttons and I swing. I'm really not into like trying to force someone to play a certain way because I feel like that's a little too much. And in a way, like the comparison to Street Fighter 3 and 6, there's more defensive options. And I'm just really glad that they have multi-level supers. Like, I think that's going to play a role because, a patch or later, what if they can do super cancels into supers?
Mm-hmm.
Or again, going super in the future right now. This is like, 7 years later. I mean, what if we have like, install supers that have you get another super, or, and with the multi supers, it's just like that adds a whole nother level of rock paper scissors and being able to understand that you can chip people out now. Like you're really gonna understand that you can use parry to bail you out when you have the magic pixel versus Street Fighter 5 where you can only get chipped out with supers. So I feel like Street Fighter 6 is an ode to like all the games so far, to be honest, from all the way from Street Fighter 2, because I didn't play a lot of Street Fighter 1, I'll tell you that much, or Street Fighter.
Street.
And it's pretty nuts to look at how we've gotten so used to that you can't chip out. Now you can chip out, or there's multi supers. Now it feels like you're playing like a Children of the Atom or Marvel Superheroes or Street Fighter 3, like it feels like it's already like a culmination and an ode to all the games that we've kind of come to grow and love,
Mm-hmm.
And just for me, like knowing that I got Guile and DJ back in one game, it's just like, dude, if we can get honestly, if we can get Boxer and Nash, I would probably like, I would probably be in a cave somewhere just learning those 4 characters. But I feel gameplay wise, it's gonna make you think a lot more and really rely on not necessarily just the parries, but understanding the drive system even more so. Because like Third Strike, you had multi-level supers, you had parry, you had red parry, then you got demoned because Akuma can do that, and then you can parry supers because that's already been proven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's it's just an ode to all the games because the drive system to me it's like a combination of Third Strike 4 and 5. In all honesty, what's that? The one that can absorb hits. What's that? The drive impact or whatever.
Drive impact, yeah.
That works kind of like as an FATC. Then you can do. Is that the same one that you can cancel normals into, and that spends 3?
No, so
That's
so drive so you
that's a rush, right?
so drive rush can only be done when you hit a normal attack and then you dash forward, or you parry dash forward. So you can't drive rush from drive impact. That's like I get why everyone's like saying like focus attack, focus attack dash cancel. But for me, I'm just like nah, it's not. It's like if it's like that, then I don't know. I not to get too much in the band, not gonna get too much shit talking, but I'm not a fan of Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
So yeah.
And you know, FADC has, you know, for Street Fighter 4 has level 1, level 2, level 3, and then they have red focus. So um, and drive impact is kind of like that. You can use it to absorb a hit. Like when you see the slowdown and then you see like the graffiti come out and they do that hard impacting hit on like the videos.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the drive impact. And then when you see them do like a kind of like a normal or even a special move and they do like a dash, I believe that's the drive rush. And the difference there is, again, if you look at the drive system at the top, from a special move, that's a 1 bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the drive rush.
Drive rush. It's 1 bar if you parry from it,
Uh-huh.
but if you were to cancel, let's say like
A normal, it's
like a
like
normal
3,
attack's 3 bars. So
Yeah.
so it's very it costs a lot.
Mhm.
It's very expensive, but in a technical standpoint, like at high level play, like that's actually pretty nuts because that rewards people who can play like strongly fundamentally. And if you were to catch someone like point like hit him like the toe tap him, basically you catch him,
Mhm.
and you can optimize it by spending your resources if you have it into like damage, and you gain the advantage. So I think that's it's very cool and very rewarding.
Yeah, and so, you know, to compare the 3 and 6 again, I know we've talked about like the system a little more. It's just it's more rewarding because that there's more defensive options, and at least for myself, like I was hoping for more defense because Street Fighter 5 is just to compare 5 and 6 from what we've seen so far. I'm sure a lot of people would agree that Street Fighter 5 is a highly aggressive, offensive driven game, and you get rewarded too easily for not necessarily, you know. I don't think I'm qualified enough to say this, but when you quote unquote guess and make a read, um, you know, it's really just how consistent you can crush counter. And I think for 5, where there's V reversal and delayed wake up,
I guess
right? Like I don't think that there aren't very many. I mean, there's quick rise too, but like there aren't very many. Like you don't really get like rewarded for playing a little more defensive minded. I mean, again, this is all opinion, but and depending on, you know, how well you know your character, we'll side tangent, but it's just overall I like how the game looks a little more even. You can be rewarded for a good read with the, you know, with the FADC, or you can be rewarded with refilling your drive by perfect parries, or, you know, if you did a drive rush and you messed up and you spent all this, you know, half your drive system, and now you're like, crap, like the next hit, because I'm in burnout, like, you know, you gotta have a good defense so you don't get touched and then stunned and probably supered and you're dead. So, yeah, overall, it's just like, in my opinion, it just feels like it's already like an ode to like every single fighting game I've ever played, and it's doesn't have to be like Capcom minded. It really feels like it's a culmination of a lot of like video games into a lot of fighting games into one, for at least for me.
I can agree with that. Like it to me, Street Fighter 6 comes off as like you're grabbing literally every bit and piece of Street Fighter mechanics into one,
fine tuning it too.
and like fine tuning it, and I like that it allows people to be creative, and they can definitely show like how they're gonna play, especially with like using like drive impact to basically make you like safe, quote unquote, doing all that stuff. But I was just gonna say I was gonna like answer your question about like the comparison of Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 6. Like, I'll be honest, I really think that people who played Third Strike or has a history playing it are gonna do really well in this game. Just because of the parry. Like, the only difference is that the parry is two buttons versus like actually tapping forward.
Oh, okay.
But I think like it's gonna benefit them, especially if the numbers are the same. I think it definitely benefit them. And if I'm gonna be also honest, like I'm a little hesitant because I wasn't the greatest Third Strike player. Like I played it, it wasn't great, but I played it and I liked it. But I also, if I'm like, I also didn't like it.
Yeah.
Just because Street Fighter 3 was actually the one Street Fighter game that took me a long time to get used to. Like I was more used to like playing like Street Fighter 2 or like in the community like Super Turbo, ST. I was more used to playing like Alpha 2, Alpha 3. But playing Third Strike, like it was such a different thing for me. It was hard for me to really grasp. Like it took me like honestly like a month of just playing with some like the old heads in the community, like just to even like I have an understanding of Third Strike and get a feel for it. And I didn't watch all like Daigo's and Mago's video from FGC translated, but I can actually kind of like understand when they say that people who like parries are people who didn't really play Street Fighter 3. Because parrying really changed like Street Fighter when it came out. Like it really like because it's such for something that's so simple of a defense mechanic, it really like it really like made the game like really I don't say broken, but like if you actually, but yeah, I don't know how to it's kind of I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of weird, but like it really like changed the pace.
No fear.
I won't say no fear. Like, in a way, no fear, but that's only if like you were able to parry. You'd be able to like consistently parry. But like don't get me wrong. Like if from a casual and a spectator standpoint, like Street Fighter 3 is hype as all hell to watch.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of skill to do all that. But from a player's perspective, it's a fucking nightmare. Because like it really was, because it's like I wasn't great at parrying. And it's hard because like you can't zone, because in Street Fighter 3 you can't zone at all. Like if you zone, it's just gonna get parried, and all of a sudden someone gets big brain and they're like, oh, I'm gonna parry, I'm gonna jump, but I missed time I jump, I'm just gonna parry that, jump parry that terrible, and you come at me, I'm gonna kick you. Like it's stuff like that. It's such a nightmare, but it's a nightmare, but it's gonna be a one giant pissing contest now.
Okay.
Like in Street Fighter 6, because parry seems like to be the most used mechanic in the game. That's what it seems like. It seems like you have no reason to use parry. It seems like you don't. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Sorry. It seems like there's no reason for you to not use parry in Street Fighter 6, because if it costs you like half a bar, then you parry, you basically gain back that bar. So it's like, why wouldn't you want to use it?
Right. Okay.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
It's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, and to add to that, like I mean, you have to understand, like the drive system and parry, that's where I was talking about rewarding offense and defense. You lose drive system by blocking, so you can be defensive and all, but like you kind of have to be able to kind of like navigate like an opponent's offense if you're really trying to play defensive. You can't just block the whole time, because like I said, that's one of the things that caught my eye, and I low-key asked it out during someone else's stream the other night, and they were breaking it down that you do lose meter, you do lose drive system as you're blocking. So I mean it's a small nuance like that, but like when you get someone that's that's just gonna walk up to your face and just throw out buttons, and you're just blocking, and the next thing oh crap, there's I can't use a certain thing that I wanted to use when it comes to the drive system because I don't have meter for it. It's like, oh well, I guess I gotta be a little more, button friendly and fight back. And with parrying, you, like Danny said, you do get your meter back that way much quicker than
and just hitting normal or doing a combo.
So there's going to be a kind of a constant stressor, so to speak, with being able to maintain your drive system, its use, and when to use it more so, how to use it, and learning your character is going to, obviously it's going to help you understand the system even more so, because, once you understand your character's, layout, then you can have fun just by beating people up.
Here's kind of like the little fun fact for people to notice that when you block and you lose drive gauge, that's actually like a mechanic from Street Fighter Alpha 3, because Street Fighter Alpha 3 has it's basically a guard meter. You block too much, then you basically guard break, and I think that's the scary part. That's what makes, I think that's what Street Fighter 6 makes it scarier. It's like it's like you don't want to block too much, but you're kind of forced to parry. So it's gonna be like another nightmare. But I'm not saying it in a negative way or anything.
Right.
But it's just I know I can feel it already. Like it's gonna be super stressful play.
And the super meter doesn't. Your EX moves, or what are they called now? Drive something.
Overdrives.
Overdrives. They don't use super meter. They use drive system.
Oh, okay.
So
you basically have like a Swiss Army knife of like pools that's tied to the drive gauge.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's Street Fighter 6. I mean, obviously, it sounds like it's going to be, the system itself is going to have to have a good understanding of it. So, I'm so intrigued I'm so intrigued by it, to be honest. I'm excited for it again. And I've said it a while again. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. So I want all of it.
I'm excited and scared now. It's the more things it's like, no, it's like playing First Strike all over again.
You got parry, no fear.
Screw that. You say no fear. I'm always afraid when I parry, because it's one of those things where like I have to make sure I know that I can hit that parry on point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when playing, and even red parry, that's even the hardest one, because you basically parry in between a person's like move. So that's really hard to do. Like, funny enough, I was actually known by my friends. I was that one guy that was willing to red parry. but I just wanted to try it and understand it. So that's why I did it. Okay, if I see a gap, I'm gonna do it. If I can maximize it, then great. If I can't, then well, shit. And I'm just gonna keep parrying and hope for the best.
Right. So we've talked a lot about the mechanics, obviously, Street Fighter 6. What's new, what's changing, things like that. So there's another new aspect that they're adding to this game, announcer mode. How do you guys feel about the commentators, a few commentators from the FGC, commentating over matches?
I think it's pretty cool. But not to be mean to the commentators, but if we're gonna play like high level, we're gonna turn it off. No offense.
All right.
Because we would like to hear, like, because for us when we play we also look out for like audio cues and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
And sometimes even players like myself, like if I'm playing like in tournaments, like, then I would like to hear like the background music as well. Like,
gotcha.
I like to hear it because I want to be absorbed in the game, as best as I can. I just like to hear all that. I think it's definitely going to be turned off in tournaments, unfortunately. But again, I still think it's really cool that Capcom is definitely trying to connect with the FGC with the commentator mode, because let's be real, they didn't have to do that,
right?
But they did it. because they want to give like a newer casual audience the experience too. Like it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I didn't really think of it that way. For like the casual fan, um, if you've ever gone to like doesn't even have to be like a super big tournament, but a tournament when you hear people like cheering and stuff, and then you have like people who are broadcasting it, or they're doing their call of the match, so to speak. It's pretty hype. It adds a really cool aspect of I'm actually in there. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the event.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, like I just think like it's super cool for Vicious, because I think Capcom kind of started it with putting MenRD in the game.
Like his costume.
But you got someone who's really in the game, and I think just from someone who does like content creation, or trying to become like an analyst, or like for anyone that's in that position, like that's kind of cool, because I could see other games doing it. Like I can see it not being necessarily a trend, but just a little throwback to the people that bring that extra hype. The people that really know the game, that know the players, that know their tendencies. And I feel with the way that the commentary, just speaking of the commentary, you would have to do a lot of homework to have that kind of opportunity to be able to, essentially try to foretell or foreshadow like a live match, especially during scrambles and stuff. It's just, I mean, part of the reason why I watch like old YouTube videos and tournaments is to hear the commentary, because commentary does get me hyped. WWE, JR, I mean, it's just, you know what I mean. It's just another level of, man, that's so cool, and big ups to Vicious, like, I've been listening to that guy for years now, so, and his commentary is, I feel it's never, I don't think it's ever biased, and it feels pretty authentic, and it's usually pretty hype. I mean, if it was like, Sajam would be kind of cool too. Will it kill? Like, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna do a mega callback. Like Super Battle Opera, like those commentators, like the dudes are just fucking screaming, like excitement and stuff. Like those, like I would like to hear, like I like to hear that.
I mean, I honestly think that if the audio cue thing is like that much of a problem, like, or even that if that could potentially create some kind of auditory lag, like I would definitely just turn it off if I'm just playing. But like if I'm doing like training mode and stuff, it feels it. I think it would be kind of good to be like, well, I kind of agree with you, Vicious, but not really. I'm just gonna keep pressing buttons until I get the job done, I guess. While I hold back. But it's just I think it's a cool aspect, and big ups to Vicious. That guy's he's immortalized for the next iteration of Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Sure. Like 7-8 years.
7-8
royalties. He can just retire now. He can dude, if this thing really is crossplay, he can really retire now.
For sure.
Like he's done,
basically.
So
look, I want to be a commentator now.
You know what I mean? So like it's the aspect of the commentary is really cool, because like I feel like if a lot of commentary, if your gameplay matches to the style of commentary, I feel like you're doing something right in a way. Mm-hmm. Or at least you have more knowledge about your character than what you actually think if you're on the same, I guess, idea of a quote unquote like live commentary. So,
all right,
that's cool.
So at the state of play, obviously we got a lot revealed, more characters and some other stuff. At the maybe the middle point to the end, we kind of got a reveal to this open world story system. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
World Tour mode, I think it's cool. My I don't have like super big hopes of it being like a standalone thing. I mean, it'd be really cool if it was, create your own Street Fighter avatar. And they showed like him doing a Shoryuken breaking boxes and stuff. I think that's really cool. But I honestly think like it would be really cool if they included other Capcom game mini games,
Oh, okay.
and you can just play it in the World Tour mode. Like an older PS1 game series is Rival Schools.
Yeah.
If they had more, if they can do like the sports mini games, bring that back. That'd be kind of cool. Dude, they're so good. I don't know about you, or
questionnaires,
or if you can like, or if you can do like fight money and go to other towns, they can do like Capcom's Automodelista cars. That'd be really cool. You can buy like your own sports car and drive it there. Hey, that would be sick. Okay, that would be so sick.
If you're fighting in the streets, not driving.
What? I mean, this is kind of nutty, but like, what if you get out the car and a bunch of other Street Fighters break your car, like bonus stage?
Like the kicking, yeah.
Look, man, all I'm gonna say is that Ryu is Ryu for the streets. He's not gonna drive. He's not gonna drive.
Get B-Boy Ryu.
Oh, that's still the best costume.
B-Boy Ryu. I want to get Hobo Ken because he's really a hobo now.
Oh god. I was gonna say, like, I think World Tour Mode is pretty cool because it gives something that, because a lot of fans were like, kind of like, fans wanted a single player like content since Street Fighter V, but because of the I'm gonna say like time constraints, because I'm not gonna call out any company here for the issue of Street Fighter V's launch, but I'll say that possibly due to time constraints, we weren't able to get that single player content that we all wanted. So I think it's really cool that Capcom finally has the chance to do it, like make Street Fighter Street Fighter 6 in house.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about other like issues. They can take their time, and I think this is really cool. Like World Tour mode, like for me, I remember World Tour mode is actually from like Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the home console.
Yeah. And
all basically, from what I remember, all World Tour mode was for that game was like you go onto a map and you do like these like fight challenges.
Yeah.
And you earn points. So I think it's really cool to kind of like loosely grabbing that mechanic, or then grabbing that mode and kind of expanding it with like open world and creating your own character and all that stuff.
I'm hoping that they include like a final fight, beat 'em up in there. That'd be kind of cool. Just take your creative character and beat up some bad guys. Like with how it's Metro City and stuff, and like it would be so sad if they didn't have a beat 'em up, or even just being able to play Final Fight. Like that would be kind of like. What are you thinking about? Like, what would you like to see there?
I don't know. It kind of looked like really out of place, to be honest. I was like, whoa, okay.
Is it home, everyone?
I've heard a lot of comparisons to that. Yeah, I agree with Danny. Like the single player experience, like obviously for more casual, fighting game fans like myself, like that's something I'm going to gravitate towards more, because online, while it can be fun and definitely rewarding, if it's not going my way for 15, 30 minutes, how much longer am I actually going to stick around? So if it's an engaging like single player experience, like I'm all for it. Just at the moment, from what we saw there, I was just like, okay, we're following a Little Mac knockoff around, and what are we doing? So I don't know. We'll see.
What is Sean?
What is a Honda? Not E-Honda, a Honda.
What?
You seen that Robot Chicken skit, right, Bret?
Maybe.
Street Fighter. Yeah, it was a real Street Fighter sketch on Robot Chicken. Where like Ryu's it's like giving everyone like a schedule for their fights, their matches.
Okay.
And like there's one skit where like Ken was like, it's like, hey Ryu, the schedule says I'm supposed to fight E-Honda. I was like, E-Honda? No. No, you're supposed to fight a Honda. It's like, what? That's just stupid. He starts punching the cars like, hey, this is pretty fun.
Nice. So I think my last thing on SF6, we talked about the character roster before and the leaks. Is there any character, whether they were in 5 or obviously from the franchise, that wasn't in the leak that you would hope would make it into SF6?
I already said my character earlier. So I want Urian.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm gonna make a bet here. Not a bet, but I'm gonna call this.
Okay.
If Urian's in the game, to anyone's listening and knows fighting games, I'm gonna say it right now. Urian for Street Fighter 6, level like Super Art 1 will be his weird tyrant pressure, like the shoulder tackle super.
Mm-hmm.
Super Art 2 is gonna be his weird fireball thing.
Mm-hmm.
Super Art 3 is going to be Aegis Reflector, and it's going to work like Street Fighter V's Aegis. That's my guess.
Okay.
If he's in it, that's my prediction. I'm going to say it right now.
All right. Everybody
If I'm
timestamp
right,
that.
if I'm right, someone's going to buy me a copy of Street Fighter 6.
Oh, all right. That's a low bar. We can do that.
I'm not asking for much.
Dio?
I mean, I'm actually trying to learn Boxer currently, so I would love to see a Boxer, whether it's Dudley or Bison / Balrog.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, I mean, the characters themselves need to be represented as far as just they're fan favorites. Like, you know, like when Balrog was there, where's Dudley? When Dudley was there, where's Balrog?
True.
So, like, they truly need to be like in the next generation of games, because I honestly wanted to see Dudley in 5, but you know, I'm happy getting Oro, because Oro was another character I played in Third Strike. But to kind of tail back to your question, I mean, of course I want the Dead Man Nash to come back, but seeing as how Guile already has a couple of his buttons and his super kind of hints at Nash's super, I don't see Nash returning. So I've got one of the Boom Boys, and then I'm getting a Sobot boy back. So with DJ being, hopefully he still maintains. I'm sure that's one of his iconic moves. His double kicks, and with Guile, you know, being the Boom Boy now, I've got 2 guys for sure I'll be playing. If they're day one, they're day one. It might be a far-fetched thing, but if we can get the lost Boom Boy, if we can get Remy in the game, I'd be super happy.
I want to see Remy.
And I would actually like to see a character change more so. I would like to see Geef get his green hand back, just because he needs it back.
He's definitely gonna get it back.
I would like to see Honda throw rice at people. I'm just kidding. Like, I mean, with Geef getting green hand back and Remy, hopefully, I'd love for Oro to come back, just because we got him so late in Street Fighter V that he's fun to play. He's an old man that beats your ass holding a turtle. Like, how nuts is that? And he beats you one-handed.
Right.
That's like a Chuck Norris thing right there.
You know, so, like, and if we could, maybe one of the dolls would be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know which, but hopefully.
If people really want another like doll, then people would want to see DeCapre.
I would rather see Junior Julie, to be honest.
Junior Julie.
Yeah. I really don't want Mika back.
No?
Mika could stay at her mansion.
Okay.
She can just chill and be rich. I don't need her clapping me and then
She's a nightmare again.
you know. I don't need her clapping me and then rushing me down and walking and then clapping me again. I don't need that, man. That's too stressful.
And her homie hits you with a chair. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, you know, I don't want Mika. I don't want Corinne. You know, this is a long shot, but I would really like, you know, Remy is who I said. Oro. I'm already getting DJ, so I can't be too greedy. But I think it would be really cool if we got Yin or Yang, or maybe both.
think we'll
Okay.
definitely see them. Because Jamie is just seems like Jamie is tied to those two characters.
Right.
Or is there? I mean, it would be kind of cool. Okay, so here's a long. My last request for character would probably be one of two characters. Carlos from How to Fight 2. I need a Spanish swordsman, and he needs to be a villain. And Sawada. Street Fighter the movie. He's not canon at all, but I would love to see Sawada in an actual Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
I mean, Street Fighter series game, not the movie game.
Mm-hmm.
No, the movie. I actually, I want to see Urian. Definitely, I think it's obvious, like Alex. The third strike characters. I want to see third strike characters, especially if the game's going to take place after 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to see the third strike characters.
Yeah, for sure.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Dan again.
Yep.
Honestly, I think it'd be kind of fun to see how Dan will look and if he improves his martial arts abilities all these years. Would love to see it.
You mean Steven Seagal?
Ooh. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah, he could throw death at you. Alright.
Mr. Enigma, I take it that you're insulting me.
You're not believing in magic, Bret. You're not believing in magic.
Snaps your neck.
Oh god.
And probably a character from rival schools like Yosuke would be my bet, but I don't know how he would tie in. Because they had Akira, so.
I think I honestly think this in my prediction. I also think the final characters from season 6, I guess 5 or 6, of Street Fighter 5 are gonna make it in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I really think so. Like Oro, Dan, Rose, Akira. I honestly I have this feeling they're gonna come back.
Oh, you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a Saturday Night Slam Master character that's gonna play as Alex.
No, just bring Black Widow.
They're gonna get
Better Black Widow.
they're gonna get Gunlock, Guile's cousin,
Oh god.
and he's gonna play exactly like Alex.
But that's proven not to be not true though.
Let people believe.
Thanks Capcom USA. You misled my homie here.
I'm brainwashed. What can I say? Resident Evil 4.
I'm kidding. I love you, Capcom. I love you.
You're next. Who's next?
I just want Resident Evil 4 remake. That's all I want.
I mean, you got it.
It's true.
So you could go for another game character.
Leon. Fighter 6. Oh
That'd
man.
be so sick.
Oh god. I explode. I would explode.
That's gonna be his overdrive.
No, his supers. It's he just recreates the Krauser fight scene.
No, it's just a roundhouse.
It's a roundhouse.
Just a roundhouse.
It suplexes you. Oh yeah.
Well, that's his critical.
His suplex.
Yeah, dude. He gives you the Street Fighter 5 geef suplex.
Oh
Oh
god.
jeez.
The other one is just a one-hit roundhouse. Does like 40% damage.
Just say the cheesiest quotes.
Then he starts on some herbs. Gets like that.
Taunts check.
Dude, this is what happens when our conversations go about Street Fighter 6, Brett. This is what
Hey,
happens.
that's what I want. That's what I signed up for.
That's why I'm so excited because it's 2023 is going to be an interesting year for me because I literally we're getting Street Fighter 6 and I'm getting Resident Evil 4 remake.
You don't clear it.
Oh god, third Jill. That's jeez.
Claire Joe.
God,
Ada would
Jill.
be sick too.
Actually, I'd rather have Ada.
Yeah.
Ada's my girl.
I don't even play Resident Evil, but Ada would be pretty sweet.
Well, dude, okay, a little off tangent. Teppen, the card game.
Yep.
There's actual art of Ada and Urian.
Nice.
So I'm you have two of my favorite characters.
They got married.
Get married. She's trying to shoot the dude. She tried to shoot the dude, and he gets pissed off, so you interrupted my drink. Literally, his hands were up.
Are we gonna get a Honda tofu skin?
Oh god.
Just a giant blob of tofu.
No, dude, give the tofu skin a Guile.
Oh no.
That'd be great.
No. He gets honked.
No, be fine. It's fine.
He gets Bret.
Brad Vickers.
Rip.
Dude. Dude only lasted like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Whatever. Alright. No, I want to sorry. Zombie Brad, dude.